Remember The Painted Bird? The horrible story about a lad who, in the World War setting, gets terribly mistreated wherever he goes. Well, that story has a film adaptation as well. And whilst the writer and the director of said adaptation share the core narrative, obviously, there are key differences in their approach to storytelling and presentation, much like with any adaptation, really. But here is where it gets interesting. Welcome. This is Check That Book, a place where we get acquainted with the most disturbing books ever written. And today we have this special episode that I'm trying to introduce to you guys. Book versus movie. Which one is better? Judge for yourself. But we're gonna briefly discuss the main differences between a disturbing book and its film adaptation. And today's topic is The Painted Bird. If you don't remember what The Painted Bird was about, there will be a link in the description down below. But just briefly, Kosiński's novel is an ambiguous one, focusing on the protagonist's internal monologue again, but it's a child, for Christ's sakes, right? He is mainly just, uh, how to put it, he is baffled by why is this happening to me? And his key focus is survival, obviously. Um, the boy's psychological trauma is very well presented in the film as well. What's about? Okay, we have the war setting, we have this kid who is basically left without a family and without a home eventually. And it's his journey through this war driven world, right? And the way he is horribly mistreated by pretty much everyone he encounters. Everyone treats him like shit. Whilst reading this book, you have to suspend your disbelief a little bit because, oh, come on, every single soul can't be an asshole to you, right? Especially if you're a little lad. Well, apparently, according to the author, life can suck, and in the hardest way as possible. Because yes, in this case, everybody mistreats him, and he just can't catch a break now, can he? And in my opinion, the movie adaptation shows it quite well. It is a bit faster paced, like pretty much every adaptation is, but at the same time, the movie is long. Don't get me wrong. You will sit through a long ass film and you will get a fair, disturbing treatment. The film is more about the physical reality and the physical horrors of it all. So obviously, it's graphic, violent, and unpleasant to watch. And if you're not a fan of a disturbing genre, then don't watch it. Honestly, this is the first one on this list of book versus movie that I really had quite a hard time viewing. Whilst the novel is written in the first person, um, giving you this first row view through the eyes of the young boy, the film is largely actually devoid of any dialogue, both internal and external. It's borderline silent movie, borderline. And of course, well, it being black and white, in my not so humble opinion, adds to the aesthetic of it and makes it, on one hand, a bit easier to watch because, well, black and white kind of washes out the blood and the gore when there is some, and there is some. But on the other hand, in your head, you understand what's happening and what colors are supposed to be there. I don't just mean blood. It's shocking and brutal, but at the same time, I can't help but comment on how beautifully it is shot. Does that make any sense to you? I hope it does. I hope you won't call the police on me. No, it's beautifully shot. I think this film is very well produced. So, like I said in the movie, it's mainly silent, And those silent scenes, they emphasize the boy's isolation and make us feel for him even more. This shift to a more detached, observational perspective makes the audience feel like external witnesses rather than sharing the boy's external experience. I hope I made sense, but that's how I saw it. And the novel allows for more detailed exploration, again, like usually it does. But the film, yes, it condenses the story, and while it stays faithful to key plot points, it cuts or compresses some parts of the narrative for cinematic purposes, obviously. But I think it's a rather faithful adaptation. Again, having read both the book and seen the film, once was more than enough. Another quite big difference, in my opinion, between the book and the film adaptation is that in the book, Kosiński makes, how to put it again, it's, when you read it, it seems more allegorical than, actual real life stuff that's happening. Sometimes you might catch yourself in the middle of a disturbing thought that, wait a minute, what is actually happening to this kid right now? Maybe this is an allegory for something, and that is truly disturbing. That's what I really liked about the novel. Whilst the film, the film portrays events more literally, obviously. While it retains some of the symbolic aspects of the book, it grounds them in a more straightforward, almost documentary-like realism, which I personally liked. I'm not going to complain about that. It's what makes the movie disturbing. It is not always easy to be allegorical in your film, right? Some directors do it perfectly. Some just decide to focus on something else, which is also cool, in my opinion. It is an interesting take on the novel, and quite, I wouldn't say easy one. I'm not going to dare and say it's an easy twist to make, but I think if you were going for a disturbing movie, then this is a job well done. Due to its raw and graphic nature, obviously the film is arguably more disturbing than the book because, well, it's in front of your eyes and the director doesn't shy away from anything, almost. I wouldn't even say almost. Everything you read in the novel, pretty much, you'll get it on screen, so be prepared. Fun time. In summary, while both the book and the film depict the same journey of a boy through the chaos and cruelty of World War II, the novel leans more into ambiguity, like I said, symbolism, and introspection, while the film adaptation focuses on the brutal, realistic portrayal of horrors, amplified by its visual and minimalist approach to storytelling. I really do not want to spoil it more than I already have. I'm not going to go deeper into the details of what happens exactly to the poor lad, the brutality of each scene. I mean, we could do that, but I am not a reviewer by any means. I am here to give you an introduction so that you know whether you're gonna dip your toes into it or not. Do you wanna do it? Some people just need to be prepared, and I think doing it in this friendly, casual way is better than going in unprepared and getting yourself a shock. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you like disturbing content, consider giving this video a boost in the form of an erect thumb, and make sure to subscribe for more. Take care, ladies and gentlemen. I shall see you soon. Goodbye.